Well, last week, Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica as a strong Category 5, packing winds of up to 185 miles per hour and life-threatening storm surge.
The storm was the strongest on record to hit the island, killing at least 28 and leaving behind widespread damage. Joining us this morning is Maya Troy. Maya now lives here in Colombia, but she grew up in Jamaica. Maya, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning.
Thank you.
So just share a little bit about your upbringing in Jamaica.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, the capital. I grew up there. I was educated there. I actually moved to the US as an adult. And so I'm very much still connected to the country, to the people. All my family lives there. I have assets there. So very much still a Jamaican by blood and by way of all of my relationships.
First saw or heard the news about Melissa hitting the island. Talk about, what went through your mind.
At first, the usual anxiety, fear, stress. As an adult Jamaican, at some point in time, you would have gone through many hurricanes before. So there was also that feeling of we'll get through it like we've been through the others. But as the news became more transparent that this was going to be one of almost apocalyptic levels, then certainly that level of stress and anxiety increased. And being away from home accelerates that. And when you're watching all of the events through a screen, it just makes it even more stressful and elevates that level of fear.
Now, Maya, is your family still there? Are they okay?
Yeah, so as you may know, Hurricane Melissa did not completely obliterate all of the island. It mainly hit the southwest and the northwest regions of the island. My family is in Kingston, so thankfully they were not heavily hit. And yes, they are all okay. I do have friends and loved ones, however, who were in the areas that were most badly hit. They are also okay. But there are many people who still have not been able to make connections with their families and their loved ones. So this is very much still an ongoing event.
And then talk about, just your concern when we talk about rebuilding, when we talk about recovery. What are some concerns that you have?
Yeah, my immediate concern right now is still within that relief phase. There are so many rural communities that have not been able to be accessed to receive the necessary aid. The country is still facing blocked roads, lack of full communication. Certainly, of course, this is the immediate attention of the government. But right now, I am still so concerned about so many families being almost living in a sense of abandonment before we can even think about what recovery and rebuild will look like, which will also be very heavily involved in how do we rebuild our infrastructure, housing, roads, telecommunications, and of course, how do we really get these families and people back up on their feet by way of their livelihoods.
Definitely so tragic to see Jamaica in this state. I know it's a very popular, destination for vacations for many families. How can we as a community here in Colombia just help raise awareness and just help support?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I would say just continue to pray for us. We have seen such an outpouring of love and support from all over the world, for which all Jamaicans, I'm sure, are grateful. But there are two main websites that are reputable, that are vetted by the government, that Colombia residents can help to support. One is supportjamaica.gov.jm. That is the official government website that is receiving monetary donations to help with the relief efforts. And the other one is also a reputable charitable organization called foodforthepoorja.org. So any donations to any two of those will go a far way in helping the people of Jamaica at this time.
Maya, our thoughts and prayers going out to your family, to your hometown. Thank you so much for just sharing with us this morning. Of course, we'll be thinking of everyone in Jamaica, but thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for covering and for raising awareness. I appreciate it.